Hi, this is Rabbi Young. Thank you for tuning in to the weekly video email. This is the last video email of 2020. And I don't know about you, but I think 2020 has been a wonderful year. Lots of partyings, gatherings, great health and prosperity, and of course, really good haircuts. Now, no matter how 2020 has fallen short for you, please don't expect that 2021 will be a magical number that will suddenly change everything. We need to work to make 2021 a better year for us. I was reminded recently of a Hasidic story told by Liel Leibowitz from the podcast Unorthodox about the Baal Shem Tov, great Hasidic rabbi, who had a congregant come up to him and say, I'm tired of hearing all of this about the Messiah. I want to meet the Messiah. You've got to let me meet the Messiah. I've been a good Jew all my life. I need to know where the Messiah is. Baal Shem Tov says, no problem. He writes down an address, hands it to the man, and says, go there tomorrow night. He says, thank you. He says, but don't go empty-handed. You can't go to meet the Messiah empty-handed. You're going to have to, go get a chicken and some potatoes, some vegetables, a challah, like make it a real meal. Great, no problem. So he goes and he gets all of these things. He cooks a chicken, potatoes, gets it all ready, goes to this address, and it's a kind of ramshackle hut. There's a woman there with some children. He gives them the meal. They're very excited. They thank him. They eat the meal. He sits around waiting for the Messiah. But of course, the Messiah doesn't come. So the next day he goes back to the Baal Shem Tov and he says, the Messiah wasn't there. He says, oh, I'm sorry. I wrote down the wrong address. Here you go. Go to this address tomorrow night. Goes to the address. Of course, he gets the chicken, vegetables, potatoes, all the fixings. And again, it's an even more dilapidated house. A woman with 7 children, just dressed in rags, looking at him. He gives them the food. They light up, have a meal. He waits. A few hours later, he decides to go home. He goes back to the Baal Shem Tov. He says, listen, you did it to me again. I need the real address. What's going on? He says, oh, I'm so sorry. The Baal Shem Tov writes down another address and gives it to the man. And he goes to this third address and he sees the most dilapidated house that he's ever seen. It is barely standing. And he's got this meal in his arms and he looks at this home and he says, there is no way the Messiah is here. This is not the kind of place one would go to meet the Messiah. So he turns around about to go home and he hears a girl crying. And he stops and he listens for a second. The girl's crying, I'm hungry, mommy, I'm hungry. And he hears a woman's voice saying, I know. But the Baal Shem Tov told me that if we're patient tonight, the Messiah will show up with a meal for us. That's the message for 2021. There is no Messiah, and you're it. We are the ones who need to do the work to make the world a better place. We are the ones who need to wear our masks over our mouths and noses in public. We are the ones who need to maintain distance. We are the ones who need to avoid the gatherings of our loved ones that we so long for. By being safe, by protecting our loved ones, we will create the miracle of a wonderful, healthy, and happy 2021. I hope you have a great new year.